to start off for today, we'll have a showcase of a project that Craig has been working on for some time now. We'd like to have him say a few words about his project. Craig?
Yeah, thanks, Pradeep. I guess you guys can see my screen already. I've begun sharing screen. So I'll just switch over to one of the scripts one of the earliest scripts that I came across in Earth Engine. So just a little bit about finding data specific to water resources in India is extremely difficult. I guess many of you in the audience may already know about that if it is your domain, if you've worked in this area from time to time. So one of the things that I found most exciting about using Earth Engine was just the fact that so much data was there. It was readily accessible. You barely had to do anything, and within a minute or so, you had a script, you had a whole data set which you could just run and view analysis for your area of interest. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the CHIRPS dataset. So CHIRPS is basically a precipitation dataset that is based on the precipitation dataset. It's an algorithm actually based on a precipitation dataset that NASA has published. So what you're seeing here in this raster image is just individual pixels showing you the amount of precipitation in a 5 by 5 kilometer gridded pixel for the monsoon of 2008. And what is also interesting here is that you can see a day-by-day analysis of precipitation for your area of interest. So I've put in a pin that I've dropped down here, and it shows me for the monsoon of 2008, there was a dry spell in the latter half of June, and then again, then rainfall was pretty much consistent till the end of October. So all of these minor insights are basically what I found super useful about using Earth Engine on a day-to-day basis. Another script that I have is also this is one that I've already shared on the Earth Engine community forum. So this is just a time lapse of the same CHIRPS precipitation dataset, but for multiple years. So you can slide through and easily identify, okay, the 2009 was clearly a drought year. 2008 was much better. 2007 was also better. So again, a quick and easy example of how you can, within seconds, view and understand a vast data set which wouldn't otherwise be easily accessible. So I'd also want to tell you a little bit about the Open Water Data Project. So a few colleagues and I work on this project called the Open Water Data Project. So our broad goal within this project is improving access to water data for users across the board. So this is not just users who already have a technical understanding of remote sensing and GIS, but also people who work in the water sector, but don't necessarily have the coding skills, the technical skills required to easily access data. So within that project, we've come out with a couple of things. One is just the Open Water Data Precipitation, the Open Water Data app. And within that, you can access the same CHIRPS precipitation data that I mentioned earlier. But this as a CSV for your area or watershed of your interest. So if I quickly go to that slide. Here you can see all you have to do is turn on the rainfall layer, select the watershed, and then you see individual grid pixels, which shows you your watershed, and then you can click on this button and download that data. We also have the Open Water Data resource paper. So this is basically an exhaustive compilation of different kinds of data sets that users studying water resources in India might need. So we've listed down not only remote sensing datasets, but also datasets that are government specific, that government of India specific. So you'll see within it, say for example, the Central Water Commission's not shapefile, but delineation of rivers in India. Then, if you want watershed boundaries, then you see USGS hydrosheds, the CWC watershed atlas, things like that. This is a quick scroll through of all of the different data sets we compiled in there. Besides that, one aspect about the paper is also that we've given each data set and what we're calling an open data score. So if so it gives you not just the data set and the link to it, but the time period for which that data is available, the area of for which it's available, the spatial temporal resolution, whether there is a license for that data set, whether license is an open license, whether it's a commercial license, what's the data format, whether it's available as an API or web map service, and whether it's free or commercial. So I definitely encourage those of you who work in water resources to check this out, and also send us tips if you come across new data sets that you think should be in here. And yeah, I look forward to engaging with all of you on the community forum about this. So I guess I'll hand it over back to Pradeep.